They were astounded beyond measure, saying, "He has done everything well." Please be seated. Have you ever seen those posters? They were particularly popular in classrooms in the 90s and early 2000s. Usually there was a photo of something inspiring, like a waterfall or sunset, and text in large font saying something quippy and inspirational, something like a kitten hanging from a branch, and the text reads something like, "Perseverance. Your current situation is not your final destination." Or maybe it's a man on the top of a mountain, standing on the edge of a cliff, and the message is something like, "Attitude is a small thing that affects everything." There's one I've seen, and I've heard the message repeated so many times in so many different settings and by so many different people. I'm not quite sure what the picture was, but the text read, "God doesn't call the equipped, God equips the called." Or, "God doesn't call the qualified, God qualifies the called," or something along those lines. It's supposed to be inspirational, like those posters. And for most of us, it probably is. Whatever it has been in your life that you have been called to do or be, God has ensured you were properly equipped for it, be it a lawyer or judge, a high-ranking military officer, a teacher or business person, even a mom or dad or a high school student. At each moment, each time you had to say yes, I'm sure you felt scared, felt unsure, perhaps even questioned that first answer, wondering how you were going to do it, how you were going to be properly prepared or properly equipped or properly gifted to do the job at hand. And this doesn't even have to be at those big moments, those big decisions. Sometimes it happens over the smaller challenges we are faced with too. Like that very first flat tire that you know how to change, but have never actually done it before on your own, and now's your chance to figure out how. Or that leak in the laundry room that somehow now has your floating floor actually floating, and you're the only one home who can figure out how to turn the water off and find the leak and then dry everything out before the mold starts growing. Not that I've recently experienced that one. When we are faced with those challenges, with those choices and the decision to say yes, and we wonder how we will ever be prepared, ever be ready, ever know what will need to be known in order to do what will need to be done, God steps in and gives you exactly what you need, shows you what you already had it inside of you, or at least you already had the capacity to have it. I imagine that is what the people in today's gospel reading were thinking. Since this gospel reading feels a bit like two gospel readings in one, I'll start with the first story, the Syrophoenician woman who falls down at Jesus' feet and begs for Jesus to cast out the demon inside her daughter. She is a Gentile, not one of God's chosen people, not a follower of Jesus. Perhaps she has tried every other shaman or rabbi or healer begging at their feet. As a Gentile, she would also be one with power and authority in community. So she may have even commanded doctors and scholars, and not just commanded, demanded. And when no one else could do it, she went to Jesus. Probably feeling a bit dejected, probably feeling a bit silly, perhaps even feeling a bit unprepared to ask, to beg, as the gospel claims she did, instead of demand. And yet she does it. She kneels in front of Jesus and asks. And when his first reaction is to say no, she perseveres, and God equips her with the proper tools to save her daughter. In the second story, it is a man who is deaf and cannot speak, and his friends, or at least let's hope they're his friends, beg Jesus to help. These people who have seen this man suffer, again, who have probably tried every shaman or rabbi or healer or doctor or scholar, desperate for one last act of bravery or perseverance, they stand before Jesus, press in on him, and beg for healing. And Jesus responds. And the miracle happens, and the man is healed. The crowd didn't know what would happen, but they tried, and God provided, and their friend was healed. While we don't get the full story in either situation, we can guess We can imagine, we can fill in the blanks. The fear, the uncertainty, the disbelief sneaking in, trying to shove the certainty away, trying to make it a lot harder to come forward, to say, here I am, to say, I am worthy, to say, me. I've already mentioned those times when that might have been the case in our own lives, with careers and life choices and with smaller chores and inconveniences. And now I'm going to ask it for the here and the now. What is holding you back? What makes you think you are not qualified, not worthy, not equipped for whatever you are being called to do in life? And also, here at St. John's. If you're not sure, if you're thinking about something, if you're interested in serving in a ministry, in a program, but you think, why would they want me? What would make me qualified to do that? Well, consider this the official invitation. The official invitation to shake off those feelings of doubt and insecurity, to shake off those thoughts of not good enough or not qualified enough, and go after it. St. John's is an amazing church, and I'm pretty sure I've officially said that in every single sermon so far, and it's because it's true. But the reason why St. John's is an amazing church is not the 400 plus years of ministry, although that is impressive. It's not the endowments, although those also very helpful. And it's not the building or the locations or the graveyards or any of the other tangible things. It's the people. It's you. All of you. And each of you individually who make up the people of St. John's, you all are called to be here, called to bring all that you all are and all that you could be to be here, to be St. John's. I'm still learning about St. John's, about all the amazing ministries and teams that serve here, all the people who give of themselves, their gifts, their time, through writing cards and tracking the prayer list, through planning classes for teens and children, through restocking the little free pantry and delivering food to those in need, through setting the altar for every single service we have, Sundays, weddings, funerals, you name it, for standing up here with me, helping lead our time together in worship, through lifting voices in praise from the choir loft, and practicing instruments to offer during services and special programs. Even through balancing budgets and talking policy and checking the building for leaks and ensuring there's always coffee in the kitchen. I could keep going, but I know I'll miss someone or someones, and I don't want to leave anyone out. So let me say this. St. John's is all of you. Yes, the building is helpful, but it wouldn't be worth anything if it wasn't for all of you and all of your gifts that make you worthy to serve. This is your invitation. Serve. God has equipped you. Now it is your chance to say yes, to come forward and offer yourself to the mission of this church, the mission of the church, the mission of God. You are prepared, I promise. And even if you're not sure if you are, we'll help you get there. Like the deaf man had his friends and the daughter had her mom. We'll help you. You just have to take the first step. Come to St. John's and say, I'm ready to serve. Serve. Amen.